Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're gonna see a blasting game by Mikhail Tal, where he sacrifices one piece after another. This game was played in 1971 in Estonia, in Tallinn, as this game was named Tal in Tallinn. Do you know, why did Mikhail Tal never worry about blunders? Because even his blunders turned into brilliant sacrifices. His opponent is Andres Farina, playing as white. So let's start the game. Before starting the game, let me tell you, there was a massive crowd in the venue, and they were shouting for Mikhail Tal to win the game. Now let's see the madness of Mikhail Tal. Mikhail Tal opens with e4, the king's pawn opening, and black responded with the move c5, the Sicilian defense where it controls d4 square. Knight f3 develops the knight to prepare d4 pawn push. e6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight c6, knight c3, defends the pawn on e4, and putting more pressure on the d5 square. Queen c7 defends the knight on c6 and controls the important d6 and e5 squares. b3 develops the bishop and defends the knight on d4. ae6 prepares the b5 pawn push and stops the white pieces from coming to b5. bd3 develops the bishop toward the center, supports the e4 pawn, and prepares castling. f6 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e4 pawn, and controls the d5 square. White castles. Bishop d6. This is all the known moves, which has already been played in the past games. King h1. Since the pawn on h2 can't be captured, if black captures pawn on h2, then knight captures on c6, d capture on c6. g3 traps the bishop. Bishop takes g3, f takes g3, queen takes g3. Yup, it looks scary for white because the king is totally exposed, but eventually it will find a safe square, or the queen will be exchanged. Note that neither of the king will get a pleasure night sleeping in the bed alone. So after king h5 was played, f4, knight g4, threatens to win a rook through a fork. Queen f3 defending, knight takes e3. Queen takes e3. Queen b6 adds pressure by pinning a knight. Knight to e2 defends the knight. e5 attacking the pinned knight. Now in this position, crowd starts to cheer Mikhail Tal. And we know what is coming next. He sacrificed the knight and played queen g3, sacrificing a whole knight. Mikhail Tal is surely playing as a madman where audience is entertained and worth watching paying tickets. Mikhail Tal say to his knight before a big match, "Get ready to leap into action. We're about to create some chaos." So, black accepts the piece? Why not? When it's free, people usually use it twice. If you don't believe, ask a couple who booked a hotel room. That was just a whacked joke. Let's continue to the game. Queen takes g7, prevents castling. Rook f8, e5, kicks a bishop, bishop e7, and f5. From here, Tal plays like an engine. Every moves he play brings a mini heart attack to the opponent. This is the only move that gives white an advantage. Look at these two pawns. They both brings cancer and HIV/AIDS at the same time to the black. Now here, black plays e5. Knight 4. Here the position of black is so uncomfortable for black, and black plays rook f7. Notice that the crowd was going crazy. And Mikhail Tal too. Here, Mikhail Tal sacrificed the queen. Mikhail Tal must have 3 balls for this move. Knight e5 was played. But the big question mark is, what happens if the queen is captured? If rook captures queen, then f takes g7, king f7, f6. Notice here, king can't capture the f6 pawn, or the g pawn promotes to the queen. It's the best example of chasing the ex-girlfriend and losing the present girl. So, guys, avoid your ex and make your future better. Bishop takes f6. Knight takes h5, pinning the bishop and protect the pawn. Knight e7. Rook a2 e1, attacking the knight. Here, knight can't. Stay there at e7. because you will simply capture the knight, and the bishop is pinned to the rook on f1. And you can take the rook by king, because the g-pawn promotes, so knight g8, blocking the promotion square. Bishop h7, queen d8, adding defender. Bishop takes g8 check. King takes g8. Rook e8. Queen takes e8. And knight takes f6 with check, forking the queen and the king. White has an extra pawn which is connected, and black has these two isolated pawns. White will win if played properly. There is saying that if Mikhail Tal offer a piece, think twice, or Mikhail Tal will hit you thrice. So knight e5, Mikhail Tal offers another piece with bishop c4. It attacks the rook. Here black has two choices, either to capture the queen or the bishop. In the game, bishop was captured. But what happened if queen was captured in this position? If rook takes g7, then f takes g7, and there is no stopping of promotion of this g-pawn. Queen can't jump to e6 or g6 square. Pawn covers both of them, and king can't jump to f7. Bishop covers it, so black will be exchanged down, and this is winning for white. Capturing queen doesn't work, so knight captures c4, queen g8 check, bishop f8, blocking the check. Knight takes h5, protecting the pawn. Knight d6, rook a to e1 check, king d8. Here crowds cheers more, and the sound is getting louder. So Mikhail Tal heats up and played rook e7. Look at this position. It's a dream position for any players if you play as a white. It's the second best feeling if you reach this kind of position. The first best feelings is riding a Lamborghini. This was another whack joke. Here queen b5 was played. Let's see what happens if rook takes on e7. Then f takes a 7 check. King capture e7. Queen g5 check. King f7. Queen f6 check. King e8. Rook e1 check. There is no square for king, so knight blocks the check. Rook takes a 4 check. Queen e6. Only valid move, and f takes a 6. Black is down too much of material, so black can't capture the rook. Queen b5 was played, threatening checkmate. Rook f2 e1. The best move here for black is queen a5, and white is still in the game, but black plays queen d5. And it's a dead loss position for black. Guess the next move that Tal plays, and win instantly. It's knight to f4, queen takes a 2. Now knight e6 check, offering another piece. Now if I would be in this position, I will say it is the best feeling even riding than Lamborghini. Here, queen takes e6 was played. Let's see what happens if pawn captures the knight. Then rook takes f7, knight takes f7, queen takes f8 check, king c7, queen e8. And there is no stopping this pawn. Queen e6 was played, and black can say bye-bye to this game. F takes e6, rook takes f6, rook f7, and black resigns the game, as there is nothing to be done. White is simply a queen up, and black pieces are fucking each other in the corner. If rook captures rook, then simply pawn captures rook will win the game. So this is it. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in another video.